comes around when she doesn't come around all the time, but she comes around when there's a message for us. So I'm getting told that the Galactics are here. There's people for Sirius, Palladians and one other, but I'm not getting the other. Oh right, okay. They're here, she's telling me that they're here to keep the reptilians in check. So she's telling me there's a battle going on just now, and they've came, representatives from the Galactic Federation have come to help quell. She talks in another language, so it takes me ages to realise what she's saying. Right, to quell the disturbance that's going on. Okay, right, so hope you understood that. Okay, so right, okay, we've got this. Okay, I would say this is a message to see those who may be watching, who have just, you know, who are just finding out that there's all is not well on the earth. That's what I'm getting told, right? So life lessons, soul growth, study and higher learning. I'm getting shown the journey I went on when I found my higher self, right? So just to take it baby steps at a time. Don't try and find out all the information that you need just now. Baby steps, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself, okay? So just take it one step at a time, okay? One step at a time, I'm getting told. And you have to loosen your grip, your coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, and let God in, I'm getting told. There's a lot of people who had turned away from their Heavenly Father are turning back, but they've still got a bit of a block up, I'm getting told. You've got a bit of a block up. You want to believe in something, you know, some higher power, but you've still got that kind of energy around you where you're not letting them in. You're not letting them in, okay? And it says you're using your coping mechanisms that you've always used to get yourself through, but they're not working for you anymore. And find your higher self and your higher power and your higher learning. See, this goes with this card, and your higher learning, right? And let God in, let the angels in, okay? Because they can teach you, okay? They can teach you and they can lift you up, okay? So for some of you, these are very, very down, and that's what the evil entities feed off of. So there we go. We've got the cosmic heart, right? So devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer, okay? I'm getting, for some of you watching, you were brought up in a religious setting, and the things that you learned in that, you turned away from because your inner child was telling you that that wasn't what it was. That wasn't what you've known all along. Some of you have come from, obviously, you know, like so are part of the you know, the galactic system, and that's what you kind of moved against, and that's what you pushed against, because that's not what you've known. So go with what you know. For some it's turning back to God and Heavenly Father, but for some it is actually, you know, like say the you know, the Galactic Federation. You know you have come from another planet, okay? And to some watching this who are not in their higher self, I'll think this is crazy, okay? But the Galactics exist, okay? They exist, and they're coming here to help. but they're telling you to be a wee bit cautious because not all of them. Okay, there's some who are here who shouldn't be here. Who shouldn't be here, I'm getting told. Okay, so that's the message from the Galactics. Let me see if there's anything else. Oh, that came out. Right, okay. Right, and that came out. And that, right, what do we see? Oh, put these away, that one. Let me see these all falling. I'm getting told that some of you are still quite materialistic. But for some of you, you can see that wealth that you've accumulated kind of drifting away. Okay? But the Galactics and, you know, like I say, the angels are telling you that there's people around you. Just let them in. Let them in because they're there to help you. Okay? They're there to help you. Yeah, there you go. That was upside down, okay? For some of you, everything you knew has been turned upside down. The world as you knew it has been turned upside down. Well, you're not the only one. You're not the only one to feel this, okay? But you're fighting against it. You're fighting against it because you want the world to be back to where it was. You know, your materialism, you're kind of going out, you're going to the movies when you want. This is all what you want. And you want it all to return. But it's not going to return. It's not going to return, okay? And the sooner that you get to know that, and the sooner you realise the world as it was has a way. It's a way, okay? It's a way. And find your higher power and find your higher self and move up, because the world as a whole has moved. The earth has had a shift. It's shifting its axles, I'm getting shown, and it shook, okay? It absolutely shook. But find your higher self and you'll find more peace. You'll find more peace, okay? Find communication, find people who share the same thought process as you. They are out there, I'm getting told, they are out there. You are ready, you've been living in the third dimension and you're ready to move up, okay? You're ready to move up. You've opened your mind. You don't watch the television as much as you did. You don't watch the news as much as you did, okay? But for people like me, we've been through this, and people watching have been through this. So you're not alone. You're not alone, and you're not alone in thinking that, my God, I must be mad thinking this. You're not, okay? Because we've all been through that. I can tell you, I can assure you, we've all been through it. Okay? So if I get anything else today. Oh wow, that wants to come out. Alright, okay, I get that. Gosh, wait a minute, these two wanted to come out, so I may as well take them. Right, 1, 2, what was the third and the fourth, right. For some of you, you're in the dark. You are in the dark and you're thinking that you can't find a way out, but you can, because everything's here, okay? Everything is here. And as if, you know, every time you you move a piece and it's as if you're playing the analogy that they're showing me is if you're playing chess, right? And every time you move a piece, somebody moves a piece to block you, okay? So, and I'm getting this to do with your thinking. Every time you think, oh aye, that makes sense, somebody will come in and say, no, oh no, don't go down that, oh no, they're all conspiracy theories, they're all, no. That's not what happens, okay? And this is you in this dark hole, and this is, you want to get to the light, okay? You want, I don't mean the light as in the light, but you want to get enlightened about things that are happening round about you. You know something's not right, and you want to get to know what it is and where you go from there, okay? But every time you move, somebody moves to say, let's check, right? So if you can't get through it, go round it. I'm getting shown, get round it. If you can't get through it, go round it. There's going to be a woman that's going to come into your life, and she's going to help you because she's going to provide the answers that you need. She's going to validate everything that you've been thinking. She's going to validate everything that you've been thinking about this world and about being in the third dimension and moving steadily to the fifth, okay? So this woman's going to help you. Once you move through this, right, once you move through this, this is what's waiting on you, right? The sun's going to shine on you, right? And you're going to meet people with the same kind of like-minded thinking people that have left the darkness behind. They've left it behind. It's not relevant to them to you anymore. You can't live in that dark time anymore. You can't. You know too much. You know too much, and you know too much to be true for you to go back there. But don't despair, because most of the people who have moved up and are living their higher selves know that the things in the third dimension, the materialism, the propaganda coming through your television, you just can't cope with it anymore. And then you move up and you find that you're not alone. You're not alone in the thinking. And you're thinking that, wow, when you get here, that's what's waiting in you. And it opens doors. Doors fly open. And then living in this world and with your higher self, and you'll find that you just know things. And then you'll wonder, how do I know that? But it's things that you've always known. You've always known it. And it's just coming back to, like, so when you come to the earth, right, you forget it. It's as if your mind's scrubbed, it's erased. But when you get to your higher self, and when you find your higher self, and when you live in the fifth dimension instead of the third, the low vibration, and you live in the higher vibration, things just come back to your memory, and you just start, thinking, wow, that doesn't work for me anymore. That doesn't work for me. The things coming through my TV and all this propaganda nonsense. And you will start to, feel happier within yourself, and you'll not be as frightened as you were. You'll not be as frightened as you were before, So can we have another 3 cards just to round off what I've said, please? Just to round off what I've said today. This one. 2, 3. There we go. And then I can put this away. Yep. It's all, they've all came out together, and they've all kind of got something to say, obviously, right? So this is you discovering your higher self, right? And you didn't like yourself very much. Those watching, some of you didn't like yourself very much, but you're going to learn to love yourself. It's as if you've always been put down. Always been put down. Oh, you can't do this, you can't. Oh no, you'll not be able to do that. You're not intelligent enough to do that. No, you are. It's just you're not interested in it anymore. You're not interested in it. So that you're not going to apply yourself to something that you're not interested in. And for some of you, you were told that you were worthless, you were useless. Start loving yourself. It's time to discover your own inner strength and inner self, and start loving yourself, okay? Start loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself, okay? All your beliefs are going to be renewed. all the beliefs you held as a child, which were kind of taken away from you, that you just knew were right, are all renewed. They're all renewed, okay? And now you're going to use, instead of kind of your academic mind, you know, where everything had to be precise and you had to have the dates right and you have to have this right and you had to have that, you're going to be more creative. And you're going to find ways to create, and you're going to be, you're still going to obviously go to your work, but it's not going to be as mundane anymore. It's just something that you do so that you can come back and create what you want to create. And you're going to start enlightening your friends, the ones that you know that are kind of starting to open their minds. And you're going to find creative ways to do that. Not kind of talking at them all the time, but just creative ways to engage them in their higher self. So that was a wee message for the Galactics. So just take heart and, you know, kind of pray and, you know, being your upper strengths and your higher self, your higher learning. For those, I'm talking to those who are just, this year has woke you up. So this is the message that the Galactics want you to know, okay? You've woken up. This year's woke you up, and this year was to wake you up. I'm being told it was. This year was for you to waken up, okay? And look at your life lessons. Look what you've achieved in your life, and grow your soul as well. Grow your soul, and take it to higher learning. Alright, so that was the messages from the Galactics. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer, meaning, you know, anything you do in your life, prayer is a very powerful thing. Prayer is a very powerful thing, okay? And learn coping mechanisms, because obviously we know that the shift that we're going through just now is having an adverse effect now on people. Before it was all, you were having a whaling a time, and you know, like when you were first lockdown. But this second lockdown that's came, people know that it's not all it's cracked up to be, okay? It's not all that what they're ranking up. They're ranking up the fear. Well, don't be frightened, okay? Don't be frightened. Because you watching this are the ones that are taking that step to find your higher selves. You're looking inwardly at your own soul, at your own yourself and your inner power and stuff like that, instead of looking outwardly at the world and what you want and all the materialism that you want and what that world would bring. That's not what you're looking for. You're looking inwardly so that you can have some peace of mind. Okay, so that's what I see today, and that's the message for today. So once again, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking. I mean, there's sometimes you don't like it, and that's fine as well, because sometimes it's, you know, it doesn't resonate, but sometimes it does. And I would just like to thank all those who've subscribed, okay, because the subscriber numbers is going up. And I hope you're getting something out of these readings. Even although the cat sometimes comes in to visit, you know. Anyway, I'll go. So I'm Karen, and you've been watching The Third Eye Tarot. Thanks for now.